we'll see. All right, moving along. More storylines. Another one from Monday Night Raw. Rhea losing the world title. So here's another interesting thing that happened. This is storyline. Let me see which storyline this is. Let's run through our Raw review. I didn't write down what number it is, but if anyone wants to read through this whole thing, it's in the description below. If you want what we thought of every storyline real quick, just thumbs up, thumbs down. Here it is. Io Sky pulls off major upset, defeats Rhea to win the world title. So very shocking result. I don't think anyone thought this would happen. I like shock value stuff, so I gave this 2 thumbs up. Vlad, the thumbs down. Robert, the thumbs up. So we'll get some more detailed thoughts from you guys. I think I have some pictures of this as well, some slides to play while you guys talk. If I can pull that up, just give me one moment, please. Number WWE Raw. Storyline number 6.
Are you talking about Hangman again?
No.
I hope not.
That's the last video we were playing. All right, so this is the only thing interesting about this was that Bianca was there, and that she was jaw-jacking a little bit. Actually, they got into a shoving match. Actually, you know what? I have a point to make about this. This should have technically been a disqualification.
Yeah.
The second Bianca put her hand on Rhea, and the ref did a thing where she used her ref's discretion to let the match continue. So in that case, I think Rhea should be in this match, in this world title match at WrestleMania as a triple threat, because she deserves it. But anyways, I'll start with Robert this time. Robert, what are your thoughts on this title change?
Okay. Well, I'm actually a big Io fan. I think she's terrific. So if the story was simply that she won the title, I would have been like, oh, cool, that's awesome, good for her. But again, timing matters too, like when it happens and who else is involved. So it just so happens is in the build up to WrestleMania, and for me, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, that's a dream match. That's a money match right there. That's something I would want to see for sure. And so Io's victory gets in the way of that. So even though I like Io, this gets in the way of what I want to actually see for WrestleMania. So I can't like it too much.
All right, Vlad, what do you think? You're the only one who gave this a thumbs down. So
Yeah, I definitely have to echo what Robert just said. The match that would make the most sense money-wise is obviously the match that doesn't look like it's going to be happening now. But I mean, it's a wait-and-see approach. I mean, they still have time before WrestleMania. Maybe you're right; they'll throw Rhea in there as a triple threat. I really don't see the point. I don't really see the point of having Io involved at all. I have to be honest. I think she's all right, but I just don't see her at the same level as Bianca and Rhea. I'm sorry, I don't. So the booking is curious, very curious, to say it mildly. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, but as just that moment of Rhea losing, I had to give it a thumbs down. I didn't like it because I don't think it makes any sense, and I'm not as big a fan of Io like that. I think she's all right, but not on the level of either Bianca or Rhea. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
all right, well, I'm fine with it. I like the shock value of it, and I think Bianca and Rhea will face off someday. So I don't think.
But not really... WrestleMania. When? A house match or a house
no? Next year's WrestleMania. It'll be like a Brock and Roman thing. Like that'll happen at 2 WrestleManias years down the line. But it doesn't matter if this year it's a triple threat with Io Sky. That's like how Rock and Roman had a triple threat with Seth Rollins one year at WrestleMania. They're just not doing it in order. Someday they will have that one-on-one match at WrestleMania, just not this year. And that's fine with me, because I don't see anyone else on their level. Like, I watch NXT, and there's a lot of good girls, but I don't see anyone up there who can be like Rhea, Charlotte, Bianca, who can be like a main event of WrestleMania. So this will happen. I think they're just saving it for down the line. And if Io Sky's in it, that'll be good. That'll be cool too. Come on, Robert. What do you mean? I'm the biggest Io Sky fan, but I don't want to see her in a world title match at WrestleMania. Get out of here, man.
She's not Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair. No.
Yeah.
She's the genius of the sky. But all right, let me move on from this.
She is, but she's still not Bianca or Rhea.
All right, speaking of Bianca, there was something on this Raw involving Bianca, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, involving.
She had an interview, I believe, right? Right?
Yeah, there was a follow up to the Jade Cargill stuff. Yeah, so I listed this as a separate storyline, number 10. Earlier in the night, Liv and Raquel expressed relief that they're not fucking, being pestered about that anymore. And then Bianca had an interview, and she didn't want to talk about it. So that kind of made me feel like, what are they hinting that she's kind of involved in it or something? So right. She avoided the question and went to go fuck Rhea Ripley over like a heel. So I thought there was a chance that she could turn heel in this whole thing, but that's not what happened. So let's go over what happened on SmackDown. So our next storyline is, we got the Punk and Seth pull apart, but you know what? I'm going to put that on hold because this makes more sense for us to jump straight to this because we just saw Bianca in that match. But I'm going to do it like this then. So Bianca, Naomi, and Jade business from SmackDown. This is storyline number, let me see. If anyone wants our SmackDown review, by the way, Chelsea Green defended the United States title on this show as well. But here it is. So Naomi breaks Bianca's heart and admits that she attacked Jade. So this was a great segment. On my live stream, I'm eating like chips and dip watching this. And I'm just like enthralled, but I can't stop eating the chips and dip. But there was one part where this sent me over the edge, and I was like, damn, this is really fucking good. So let me pull up some images of this one while I ask you guys to give your thoughts on this. Here it is. SmackDown, March 7th. So here's Bianca, and she came out and asked Naomi point blank, did you do this, right? So here comes Naomi, and it wasn't a tough question, but Naomi danced around it, and then she finally said, I did it, and the crowd popped like a motherfucker. I did it. And it was very emotional. Okay, the acting was they were kind of screaming over each other, but it was fine. Like it made sense. And then Bianca finally said, I'm done with you, man, after all this. And Trinity is yelling at her. Naomi, sorry. That's the TNA in me coming out. So Naomi's screaming at her, and this is the only part that I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play a little watch along of this for us to just listen to the line of the night. I thought, here it is.
Don't walk out on me! You know how you wanted the truth? The truth is, I wish I would have pushed her harder.
This is where I was like, really like, holy shit.
So sooner!
Oh my god, I should have pushed her sooner.
Every time I start to clock in and stand up for myself, all of y'all turn on me. That's exactly what you're doing, Bianca. You ungrateful bitch.
That's where I started laughing. And then that's where Bianca just turns around and gives her this look like, what the fuck did you just say? And that's when Jade comes in. So Jade comes in and basically just kicks her ass. So, well, Trinity starts running right here. I'm like, she should have been running. Why the fuck is she standing right there the whole time she's watching Jade come in the car in the parking lot, and then Jade just grabs her and fucks her up and leaves her laying. So, all right, I described the whole scene to you because I thought it was interesting how it all went down. But all right, who did I start with last time? I think I started with Vlad. Let's go with Robert. You go next. What's going on? What happened with this?
I have to start with something that I've never done on this show before, and that's.
Oh wow.
That was very well done.
Robert was doing a standing ovation for the audio podcast listeners.
You know, a scene like that, if that was done like on any other TV show where they had to do multiple takes, right? That would have been also if you were to tell me that was done rehearsed and done with multiple takes, I would have still thought this was incredible. But this is done live with a live audience, all in one take.
Yep.
Okay, that's very difficult to pull off, and to see how well they acted. That's why. Sorry, I can't give that fake MJF Actor of the Week title. I have to give it to these two. Man, they were incredible, and for them to have like real tears come out too, that was really really good. And the camera work. The WWE is very, very good with their camera work. They did it last week with Elimination Chamber with John Cena's face. They did it again with Bianca here. They're very good at knowing where to place the camera at the exact right moments to capture facial expressions and stuff like that. This was done so well. I was totally hooked on this. This is captivating. I loved it.
This could be the greatest women's segment in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
It could have been. It could easily could. I'd have to look at it and see others. But yes, this was amazing.
All right, well, Vlad, you also gave it a loved it, plus 3 points on your SmackDown review. Let's hear some thoughts from you then.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what Robert said. The acting was incredible. And you believe them. I mean, this is what's hard today in wrestling is for people to go out there and be believable, because we know there's a lot of these script writers that are writing material for these wrestlers, and it doesn't always come off very well. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. You could tell when guys are real. When Jacob Fatu speaks, it's real. That's real. When Punk cuts a promo, a lot of that, what he's feeling, is very real. So if you told me that Bianca and Naomi could pull it off, I would have said no. There's no way. Like they couldn't. They don't have the promo chops to do it. But this was incredible. I was moved. I was near tears. Now I'm not exactly mentally stable, but that doesn't mean that was not a great segment. Because I was moved, man. That was great acting and good stuff by both of them. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. It was really good stuff. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Well, obviously, what I'll say about it, Naomi's right. Bianca is an ingrate, dude. She got Jade out of the way, and now she's pissed at her about it. Come on. Jade was just riding her coattails, man. But anyways, moving along. What? Let me go to the next storyline.
But then wasn't Naomi also been riding Bianca's coattails as well?
What? Bianca or Naomi? No, man. Naomi, you talking about former TNA Knockouts champion?
Stop it. Wasn't Jade a former TNT champion?
TBS champion. She was never a world. She was never a world champion. Let's get that straight.
God. Okay, fine. I'll leave it. I'm not going to even comment on that.